formatting stuff, it calls the appropriate operating system routines to handle the I/O. So we don't when we write C programs, we don't call operating system routines directly. We call library routines. Those library routines handle the communication with the operating system themselves. We don't deal with these complications. Okay, any questions? So let's look at these device drivers again. Each I/O device is attached to a computer. Okay, needs some kind of a device driver code, and device driver code is dependent on the controller, and controller is produced by the manufacturer of the device. So the device driver is written by the component manufacturer. If I am producing a hard disk, I need to design my controller, electronic controller. I need to write my device driver on top of it, right? Okay? So when I am selling a hard disk or the mouse or the keyboard or whatever you have, you need to sell the device, or actually you need to give the device driver for that device too. Unless the device is a very standard device, your operating system might have the driver for that already. So this code is called device driver, and it is generally written by the device's manufacturer. Okay, unless it's a very standard device like the keyboard. Okay, so sometimes though, very different type of devices might share the same device driver, like the USB device drivers. Remember, USB means Universal Serial Bus. What does that mean? It's universal. Okay. Very different types of devices can use it. For example, hard disks, they have USB interfaces. My mouse, sometimes coffee heaters, sometimes shavers, sometimes those cooling fans, right? They all use the USB interface, and they are sharing the same device driver, same controller, because we are connected to the computer the same way. So this might be an exception. In that case, you may not need to write any device drivers. You just produce your device, and your device drivers is already exist in the form of USB device driver. Okay. See, this part, device driver, is part of the operating system, and we said that device driver is usually written by the device manufacturer. That means that you are running somebody else's code in your operating system, okay? Which is dangerous. Why? It is dangerous because if it is not a trusted source, okay, if it is not a trusted source, you install some board from somebody for the device, and his device driver is running inside your kernel space, so it is running in a privileged mode, right? It has access most of the operating system sources, and if it does something bad, either intentionally or unintentionally, you are going to be in a very bad situation. Sometimes your operating system crashes, your whole computer crashes. Sometimes it might be a malicious software, like a virus or something. That's why some operating system, they prefer running those device drivers outside the kernel. Okay, they don't take those kernels, device drivers inside the kernel. They are run outside the kernel. But what is the problem with running the device driver outside the kernel? What is the problem with running those device drivers outside the kernel? Inefficiency, right? Each time device driver needs to access the hardware, it needs to issue a system call. System call means that context switching, right? You need to go from user space to kernel space. It is expensive. That's why most major operating system, they run those device drivers inside the operating system. And most of the time, if you have a crash operating system, they are caused by the buggy drivers. Drivers are not written by the operating system manufacturer, but the device driver manufacturer. I remember the Bill Gates when he was showing one of the Windows versions. I don't remember. Maybe it was NT or Windows 95 or I don't know. I mean, they were showing the operating system as a very robust operating system. It doesn't crash. And he said, I think he was showing the USB devices or something. He just plugged in a mouse and the system crashed. Because they were testing that mouse the first time and it had a buggy device driver. I mean, if your system crashes, your system crashes. People don't understand that it's not my code, it's the manufacturer's code. The system has crashed. Most of the time, I think Steve Jobs had the same problem when he was introducing some kind of a new operating system. Okay, so buggy drivers is a major operating system problem. I remember this computer, Windows 8, I guess. I had a Ethernet interface, USB to Ethernet converter. I use it. It doesn't create any problems. But when I sleep the computer with the interface on, when I wake it up, it immediately crashes. So I used to crash this computer a lot. Now I think they fixed it in Windows 8.1 by introducing a new device driver. Okay. Let's take 10 minutes of break if you wish. After that we will continue. Wait,